Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have our first ever doubles battle here on BDSP, as well as our first ever team remix, which we're going to get into in just a second here. And that game today is going to be against Andromeda, another random person offline. So, yeah, looking at their team, it looks to be pretty strong, pretty interesting. Looking at my team, of course, it is going to be a remix of a bunch of other teams I used in singles. So we have a little bit of a Sun strategy on here, and just some stuff I wanted to use a little more. So, yeah, what do I want to lead with here is the question. Um, and so I think, you know what? I think we are just going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and go for the Don Fan and the Cresselia first. We're going to save the Sun strategy for later in the game, hopefully. So yeah, and we're going to see how that works out. And we are also going to change the soundtrack because, yeah, Viva Sword and Shield music. So yeah, gonna lead with the Polyrath and the Kingdra here, which is an interesting matchup for me with the Don Fan and the Cresselia. So, yeah, Don Fan obviously does not have a good time here. So I could try to throw rocks up on him. I could just Earthquake everything. So yeah, it's a little bit of a tough choice. You know, I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to throw the rocks up with Don Fan. And then, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to... what do we want to do with Cresselia? That is the question. I think we're going to attempt to Psychic on the Polyrath. See where that gets us. So, looks like he's actually packing a Quick Claw on the Kingdra. Going to go first with an Ice Beam, which is not good news. Going to hit the Don Fan down by about 2/3. Cresselia is going to move next with a Psychic on that Polyrath. Not quite enough to take it out, unfortunately. The Polyrath going to Poison Jab, which is not going to do too much damage despite a critical hit on the Cresselia, but he gets the Poison, which is pretty unfortunate for us. And yeah, then we're going to go ahead and throw the Stealth Rock up. So we're also going to regain some HP with the leftovers on the Cresselia, and then we're going to take some poison damage. So yeah, so now we have to decide what we want to do. Don Fan is most certainly going to go down here, so I think we're just going to Ice Shard the Kingdra for some last bit of damage on the way out, as I don't think it'll be enough to take care of the Polyrath from that range, and we're just going to go Psychic again on the Polyrath with the Cresselia. So he's actually going to switch the Polyrath out, trying to save that for later, and going to go ahead and come in with the Jolteon, which is definitely a daring move. Going to take some Stealth Rock damage there, as we are going to get the Ice Shard on the Kingdra to actually do a decent bit of chip there. Going to get the Psychic here on the Jolteon to knock it down a little below half, and then Kingdra going to go Surf, which is also an interesting play. So that is going to take out the Don Fan, chip the Cresselia, and also do a sizable amount of damage to the Jolteon, actually. So, strange play on his part there to bring the Jolteon in, as going to get some HP back with the leftovers and then take some poison damage. So, at this point, what do we want to do here? I think the best option we have is actually to go ahead and come in with the Hariyama. So that's what we're going to do. And so, yeah, I think from that range, we're just going to go ahead and attempt to fake out the Jolteon, as that might actually finish it off. So as far as the Cresselia, I did want to set up, but just not really getting the chance to here. Although now might actually be a decent time, although being poisoned does kind of suck. But you know what? I think being poisoned, there's not much of a point to set up. So we're just going to go ahead and attempt to Moonblast the Kingdra here. As a Quick Claw, going to activate again on the Kingdra, which is kind of annoying. But we do have the Fake Out on deck with the Hariyama, which is going to take the Jolteon down, and that is going to knock her down to 4, which is good news. Kingdra is going to go Ice Beam. Not going to do much of any damage to the Hariyama, and then going to Moonblast that Kingdra down to about a quarter HP, and then we do get the special attack drop too, which is pretty nice. And then we are going to get some more HP back with the leftovers as well, take some more poison damage. So we are losing a little more than we're gaining with the poison, but it is what it is. We are also going to get burned with our Flame Orb, which is going to trigger Guts on the Hariyama, which is obviously what we want. So now she's going to go ahead and come in with the Miltank. So that's another interesting play. Going to take that Stealth Rock damage. So I think we're just going to go ahead and fire off a close combat on that Miltank with the Hariyama. And we're just going to go ahead and fire off another Moonblast at that Kingdra with the Cresselia here, trying to get some knockouts. And yeah, so the Miltank actually going to outspeed everything. Zen Headbutt knocking us down to a quarter, but we do survive that critical hit even actually. But that does do a lot of damage as we're going to fire the next Moonblast off at the Kingdra to go ahead and get rid of that thing. With the Cresselia knocking her to 3, and unfortunately we do get flinched off the Zen Headbutt with the Hariyama, so that is really unfortunate. So yeah, going to go ahead and get another round of leftovers and poison, and then some bird damage too. So mixed turn for us there, but we'll see what she wants to do now. Going to bring in the Heat Ran. So unfortunately, so this thing is going to take the Stealth Rocks, of course. And so yeah, I think at this point the best thing we can do is just go ahead and I think Bullet Punch the Miltank on the way out here, and I think we're going to go Psychic the Miltank with the Cresselia as well, trying to get some damage. We'll see what happens. So we do get the Bullet Punch, obviously, the priority. Going to do a little bit of chip there, but unfortunately the next Zen Headbutt will definitely take care of the Hariyama, knocking us down to 4. So that's definitely not great. And going to go Magma Storm on the Cresselia with the with the Heat Ran, but actually miss, which is good news for us. So we get that next Psychic off on the Miltank to do some solid chip damage to that thing. Then another round of leftovers and poison. So, yeah, actually it might have been better for us that the Miltank go down there, or I'm sorry, that the Cresselia go down there, ironically, but it didn't. So, yeah, we're going to try and work with that. So we're going to go ahead and bring the Empoleon in. And I think at this point we definitely need to try and chip this Heat Ran down. So we're going to go ahead and try to scald the Heat Ran with the Empoleon. And Cresselia probably won't make it out of this turn, but we are going to attempt to take the Miltank out with a Psychic here. So high horsepower on deck with the Miltank. That's interesting. Going to hit the Empoleon, knocking us down by about half. Magma Storm incoming from the Heat Ran, and unfortunately we cannot survive that with the Cresselia, so that's going to take us out, dropping us to 3. Heat Ran going to take some Life Orb recoil there. Got to fire off a Scald in return, and it is not quite enough to get rid of that thing, unfortunately, so that's really annoying, as we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So, yeah, now we're in an interesting situation. It is coming down to the wire, so we're going to go ahead and come in with the Ninetales, going to get that Drought to turn the Sunlight harsh. So, now we have a choice to make. So I think we're going to, even though it is weakened by the sun, we're going to fire off another Scald at the Heat Ran with the Empoleon, and we're going to try to take out the mill tank with a solar beam here with the Nine Tails, and hopefully we can outspeed. And indeed we do, thankfully. So we're going to get that solar beam. It does not have to charge thanks to the harsh sunlight. So we are going to nail this mill tank, and finally we are going to be able to get rid of that mill tank. Knocking her down to 3, I believe, as Heatran is going to go next with an Earth Power, and Ninetales able to hang on from that Earth Power, surviving with just 11 HP in the red. The Life Orb Recoil then actually going to get rid of that Heatran. So yeah, Scald not going to hit anything there, but that actually works out for us as the Heatran goes down. I believe that knocks her down to 2. So yeah, that is definitely good news for us here. So she should be down to her last 2 here, and so yeah, that's going to be the Shaman, and that is going to be the Poliwrath, which is just about done. It does come in, and I think it will survive the Stealth Rock damage, so the Shaman's going to take it first. And yeah, just barely the Poliwrath is going to survive the Stealth Rock damage. So yeah, so I think what we have to do here is we're going to go ahead and try to Flash Cannon on the Poliwrath here, and then we're going to go ahead and attempt to Fire Blast on the Shaman, and we'll see where that gets us. So Ninetales going to outspeed everything here, going to hit that Fire Blast, Sun boosted, and that is going to go ahead and cook that Shaman, knocking her down to just 1, as Poliwrath going to go next, fire off the Earthquake, and that is going to get rid of the Ninetales, knocking us down to 2, but Empoleon going to hang on from that, and we are going to go for the Flash Cannon in return, and from that range, that is going to be enough to go ahead and finish that Poliwrath off, and that is game. Alright. So we're going to get a 2-0 victory there over Andromeda. But that was actually a really good match. Very competitive. So we're going to go ahead and leave. And we can turn the music off since the battle is over. So yeah, pretty fun outing there. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. Pretty fun outing there for our first doubles game here on BDSP. So yeah, and a successful one at that. So thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. Also, special announcement / reminder for everyone. I do now have my very own Discord up and running, so I am going to leave a link to that in the video description, so you guys can go ahead and hop in there if you want, and check that out. So yeah, that's it. And we'll see you next time.